The second he ingested the
math,
this man was going wild. He was running around and screaming bloody murder. Holy
shoot,
Stuff is really good.
I heard him scream, we can make something out of this. Hello everybody, it's Melissa. Today we're gonna be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Breaking Greg. Yeah, let's go start. Thursday. I found this in my closet the other day and it made me very nostalgic. So much has changed since middle school. I'm now in junior high school. Dad left the house. Now mom's an alcoholic. Who doesn't know who I am? Rodrick is currently in jail for murdering many. This little shit deserved it. Rodrick should be freed. If only I could do something about it. Friday. It was at school today and something crazy happened. A meth lab was discovered in an old storage room. 3 seniors were running the whole thing and distributing it across the school. I'd heard rumors about it, but I didn't think it was real. These guys had been doing it for 2 years now. They've even managed to get in during the summers. These guys, over the course of 2 years, had managed to make $200,000 each. I could really use that money, but I've got no one to talk about it. Those idiots got caught and are going to jail for a long time. Saturday, I was driving back from GameStop with a new Twisted Wizard game, and I had a weird craving for a smoke. So I parked at a gas station and I talked with Rodrick's old bandmate Bill, who works there, and he hooked me up. I went to the alleyway and I saw Fregley shooting heroin. What? I kind of felt bad for him because he was one of the main distributors of the meth lab and he lost his main source of income. I went up to him and said, "Hey, I heard what happened with the meth lab. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what happened." He walked up to me, slowly, yet menacingly, and said, "Those idiots were nowhere near careful enough for this thing to work out. It was only a matter of time. That's it. That's when it clicked. Fregley was a ringleader, and those 3 boys were just his workers. He was a mastermind behind the lab." And without thinking, I quickly said, "I want to make meth with you." And then with that, Fregley said, "Meth, huh? If you want to make meth, prove your worth. Make me a pound of your own meth. I'll decide if it's worth my time or not. You have 1 week. Now leave my sight before I change my mind." So I left the alleyway with one thing on my mind. I had to learn how to cook. Monday. This is a lot harder than I thought. I've been up for the last 36 hours trying to cook this stuff. Hell, I'm even missing school for this. It's extremely difficult. Fregley didn't give me any tips either. I'm going based off my own knowledge. I've tried combining so many different things, but to no avail. Well, I've got to get back to it. I'll write again soon. Wednesday. Eureka! I've figured it out. I've done it. After 4 days straight of working, I've discovered the perfect cooking method. I've just got to find Fregley. Friday. I've finally gotten to rest and I'm ready to find Fregley. So I went back to the gas station because I knew I'd find Fregley there. I was right. He was stealing some Freon in the alleyway behind the gas station. Ha! Freon was nothing compared to what I was about to give him. So I went up to him and I gave him my meth. Fregley inspected it for the long while and then he put it in his meth pipe. He lit it up, and before I tell you what happened next, let me provide some context. Fregley can get really hyper sometimes with sugar and stuff, but I've never seen him get pretty hyper from other drugs. I've seen him smoke, but I've never seen him like this. The second he ingested the meth, this man was going wild. He was running around and screaming bloody murder. Holy shit, this stuff is really good. I heard him scream, we can make something out of this. Well, he was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. Then Fregley said calmly, meet me at the abandoned warehouse tomorrow at 12 o'clock. We're going to be cooking meth. We're going to have a cooking marathon. Saturday, I woke up at 11 this morning. I was I was ready to cook. So I went to the store, got some energy drinks and snacks, cuz I knew I wasn't gonna be back at home for a long while. I pulled up to the warehouse and hid my car. I walked in. There was nothing in there. Fregley has lied. He lied. That son of a bitch. He just made me think my product was good just as I was about to walk out of the warehouse. I heard a little noise from the back corner of the warehouse. And then I heard a sliding metal thing. I look over and it's Fregley. He says, Gregory, get over here. We got some cooking to do. So he was here and he had a meth lab under the building. I had to hand it to Fregley. This man knew what he was doing, but nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to see. I went down, and boy was I shocked with what I saw. This man had an incredible meth lab. Literally everything you could have ever dreamed of for cooking meth was here. Now, we just had to grind. After arriving and gazing for a while, Fregley walked up to me and said, okay, Gregory, all you need to do is cook, and I'll watch you and replicate your recipe. I've got some little friends of mine who'll be doing the delivery work. You will get 50% of all the profits, and I will get 40%. And then my pawns will be getting 10%. Are those numbers okay with you? Then I said to him, of course, I'm okay with the numbers, but how much are we selling it for? What Fregley said next was a game changer. I know a guy who'll buy it off of us for 15 pounds for $1 million. I was shocked. I did some quick math and realized that I was going to make $500,000 for just 15 pounds of meth. But there was no time for that, so we had to cook immediately. Monday, it's all here. 500k right in front of me, just for a little bit of work. It was good to be true. And now I could cook whenever I wanted with all of our supplies. I wish I could show somebody, and then I thought of it, Rowley. So I gave him a ring. He picked up and said, oh, hey, Greg. Hey, Rowley, I said. I've got something super cool to show you. Come over. If I had known what Rowley was going to say next, I would have never called him. Sorry, Greg, he said. I'm working with the DEA, and we're in the middle of this huge case about a sudden increase in meth sightings. I couldn't believe it. Rowley was in the fucking DEA? So I said as calmly as possible, oh, it's okay. Good luck with your case. And then I hung up. I had a lot to think about. I have something really cool to show you. I'm in the DEA. Oh yeah, never mind. Next Monday, Rowley isn't on to me yet, but he knows that there's meth and lots of it. Fregley and I have been cooking every day after school, and the old meth heads in the school are back to being crazy and excited. I hear rumors. Did you have that new stuff? I hear they're calling it the cheese touch, because once you get it, you can't get rid once you get it, you can't get rid of it, and things like that. If only you knew it was me who was making it. Wait, what? And things like that. But if only they knew that it was me who was making it. But I can't let them. No, my cover will be blown. But there was one line that made me excited. Whatever El Ploopy is doing with that meth, I hope he never stops. El Ploopy, I could get used to that. My heads. Okay. We've got a big problem. My crush, Holly Hills, is heavily addicted to meth. I don't want her to die, but one of these days she's gonna overdose. I think I have to go speak with her. So then I went to find her, and I did. So I said to her, "Hi, Holly." Holly looked at me with her left eye twitching from the meth. "Hey, Greg," she said, "do you get any cheese touch?" I sighed and then did something I strongly regret. Yeah, I do. In fact, I am El Ploopy. Holly stared at me in shock. Shit, I can't believe I just said that. You're El Ploopy? Give me some more of your meth and I can make it worth your while. Oh my god. Holly was trying to seduce me for meth. I had to take care of her. She could tell everyone I had to kill her today after school. She took me behind the school. What? After school, she took me behind the school. And she started passionately make out with me and then proceeded to get... Oh my god, I'm not saying that. I enjoyed it, but I had to kill her. So I took her to my car and then took her to a cliff. I gave her my special... I gave her my special emergency meth. She quickly became unconscious. Yo, Greg has emergency meth? What the heck? Okay. So anyway, she became unconscious, so I pushed her off. Hopefully the cops think it was an overdose. I didn't want to kill anyone, but I had to. Hopefully I don't have to do it again. I'm all poopy. October. It's been a month since I became El Ploopy, and Fregley and I have already made $20 million. I think I have enough to break Rodrick out, but Fregley, he tells me we have to keep working. I trust him, and I will continue doing so. Rowley has no leads on us. Hopefully it can stay that way. Monday. I did something unspeakable today. I was on the way to the warehouse after school today, and there was a car that was following me. I checked the plate, and it was Rowley. Why was he following me? So I parked, and he parked too. He got out of a car, and he said, "Greg, I know you're El Ploopy. Now I just need you to surrender and walk towards me." I couldn't believe it. How did he catch me? Well, now I know. Now I knew I had to kill him. So I charged him. He fell to the ground with a thud. He was shocked. I had him pinned. Rowley begged for his life. "Please, Greg, after everything we've been through..." I've said with tears in my eyes, "No, Rowley. You need to die. My brother needs to be freed. Rowley was bawling at this point. I took his gun and shot him in the leg so he couldn't run. Then I went to my car and I got my machete and cut off his legs. He would die soon from the blood loss, but I should probably take him out of his misery. Rowley was screaming for help and crying with tears in my eyes. I brought the machete to his throat, and his final words were eerie and familiar. Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done. And after that, I slit his throat. He was dead. I cried over his body for 30 minutes and then threw it off the cliff and ran away and drove away. 5 months later, Fregley and I have managed to cook up $100 million worth of meth, and our 50-40-10 deal leaves me entitled to $50 million. I don't understand why Fregley isn't allowing me to pay the price to free Rodrick. I should have more than enough money. That's all I want. Let's go done and be done with it. I've hurt too many people. Holly, Rowley, going to their funerals hurt because I knew it was me who caused their deaths. I don't know how much longer I can live with this pain. I just want Rodrick free. He is all I have left. Well, besides Fregley. But he has a couple screws loose. Maybe once this is all over, I'll turn myself in and let Rodrick be free. 'Cause it should be me behind those bars and not him. What you in for? Cooking meth. Friday. I don't understand what just happened. I have no words. Let me run you through it. I'm still processing it myself. A few days ago, a court case was scheduled for Rodrick. I'm not sure how, but I didn't question it. Everyone there, all of my neighbors, even the Snella's mom dragged herself out of the house. And of course, Rodrick, he looked terrible, frail, new scars on his face, and he just looked tired. This is our chance. He could be free. I could pay the money. This case went on, and unfortunately for us, all of the evidence was against Rodrick. The judge decided Rodrick to be guilty. There was nothing I could do, and just as the gavel was going down, we heard a voice from the back of the courtroom. Objection! It said rather high-pitched. We all turned around, and once we saw who it was, we were all shocked, mortified, confused. It was none other than that little bastard Manny. That little fucker survived somehow, and he had kept it the secret for over 2 years. I was beyond angry. I couldn't hear anything, but according to the testimony I read online, Manny said Rodrick did not kill me. It was Eric Glick. He tried to kill me, but failed. He left me to bleed out, but I survived. Rodrick is innocent. The courtroom was silent after that. The judge had 0 words. After a while of pondering, the judge raised his gavel and declared Rodrick Heffley, "You are hereby innocent." And this time, the gavel landed. Now what happened next was a rush, and I hardly remember it. I got up and ran towards Manny. Everyone was looking, and tackled that fucker right on the ground and started pounding his face in with my fists. "Why didn't you come back earlier? You little shit! You made Rodrick go to jail as your Why didn't you come back early? Why didn't you come back earlier, you little shit? You made Rodrick go to jail. It's innocent man." I was pounding his face and blood was coming out fast. He begged, "No, Gregory, no bullshit, I said, and I continued to pound his face. At this point, people tried to stop me, but I had the gun in my pocket just in case. So I pulled it out and said, "Nobody take another step or you'll die." Then stopped coming in at that point. I had to hightail it out of there because the cops were coming. So I asked Manny one last time, "Why, Manny?" And he said with a struggling breath, "I'm only 3." Right then, in that instant, I shot that fucker in between the eyes, and he was dead at last. But I could get the fuck out of there, so so I ran out of the courtroom and to my car, to the only place I even knew anymore. Oh my god, what is this? Wall of text. Tuesday. This is it. Something else had occurred, and I don't know how much time I have left. I can't even draw. I had been in the slab for a while now, but no one has come for obvious reasons. The cops were looking for me, but I had no luck. But all of a sudden, I heard a car pull up. Could it be Fregley? Could it be the cops? Not knowing the answer to my question, I hid. I heard the trapdoor of the lab open, and someone was coming in the steps. It was only one person. It must have been Fregley, so I went out from my hiding spot, but it was someone unexpected. It was Rodrick. "Rodrick," I said. "How did you find the lab?" "Oh, Greg. It's been a while, hasn't it? I thought everything would work out, but I was wrong." "Why did you have to go and kill Manny?" Rodrick said. "Manny is a little shit who deserves to be dead. I have been cooking meth to try to free you, but he came and freed you." "And you what?" "Manny is a little shit who deserves to be dead. I have been cooking meth to try and free you, but he came and freed you anyway." "Oh, I know, Greg. But now I need all of that money," said Rodrick, and then I realized he pulled out a gun. "Give it to me now." I was in shock. Why did Rodrick have me at gunpoint? "Rodrick, this has to be a misunderstanding. I cooked with Fregley, and we..." Suddenly, a familiar yet altered voice said menacingly, "Oh, Gregory, you really are gullible, aren't you?" I turned to see who the voice belonged to, and it was Fregley. His voice sounded different. It was pulsing with confidence and power. What the hell was he doing there? "Fregley, my brother has me at gunpoint. Help me, please." I thought Fregley would jump into the action and save me, but nope. Instead, he started laughing. "Oh, Gregory, I thought you were smarter than this. Do you think I wanted you?" "No, all I wanted was your brother. We made a long-term deal. He wanted you dead, but he wanted to get away with it, so he came to me. We came up with a diabolical plan to fake Manny's death and get your father out of the house with him. We offered a hefty sum of money to your mother and father to go along with the plan. Your mother pretended to be a drunk who didn't care about you, and it worked." I was shocked. Fregley wasn't done. Rodrick also wanted to be rich. I came up with a wonderful idea of cooking meth, and I started the meth lab in the warehouse and a fake one in school to cover up the real one. Before your family put the plan into action, Rodrick gave me specific instructions to reveal the school meth lab in 2 years, and then the plan would begin. When it got revealed, I made sure to allow you to know how much my cronies were making. I drugged them and convinced them that they were ringleaders, and this was the only lab I knew the sum of money would get your attention, and you've come crawling to me before long. I knew you would come to the gas station to get a smoke, so I bribed Bill to give you my special cigarette pack. I made these cigarettes slowly implant my perfected recipe for cooking meth into your brain. What the fuck? What? Excuse me? He implanted memories of how to cook meth into his brain by giving him a cigarette? What? Well, anyway, where was I? Then you would figure it out and think it was your own idea. I put all the necessary items in your home so that you would find them and make meth. All we had to do was cook for a couple of months and make bank. I continued to convince you that you didn't have enough money to break Rodrick out while I talked with your father and Manny. Then, after all this time, I scheduled a court case. I made Manny come into the police station and say that Rodrick didn't kill me. I'm still alive. Then Rodrick was freed 2.5 years ago. I told him to lure you here when he got out so we could finish the job here, and here we are. This was my diabolical plan. Now all of the 100 million that we made is all mine and Rodrick's, and there's nothing you can do about it. Then it was over. I broke down. They tied me down and ingested some drug in me to overdose on, so they could make it look like I overdosed in an abandoned meth lab. They left me here to die. Goodbye, Gregory, said Fregley. Thanks for all your help. Having a sinister laugh as he walked away, Rodrick right behind him. I refuse for them to get away with this. They're gone, and I'm using my last waking moments to write this before I die. I can feel my eyelids getting heavy, and I know if I fall asleep, I'll never wake up. Please, someone, find this, and then Fregley and Rodrick, and please tell the Jefferson family I'm sorry. Well, I'm out of paper anyway, so I guess this is it. The end. And that was Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Breaking Greg. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, I'm gonna go bye.